Hey everyone, here are the sales from Monday. Not a whole lot. It's all told 9 things. One thing's not pictured here. One guy did buy a hat, but he hasn't paid, so we'll see. Nothing real crazy. One really cool thing, and everything else is kind of run-of-the-mill. So these are Little Mermaid VHS tapes. They're the Ariel's Undersea Adventures. Got these from a pick I did at a friend's house. She was moving and had a bunch of stuff in a shed. Wasn't a whole lot that I ended up picking up from her. I just kind of threw a bunch of stuff in there. I didn't even show most of it in a haul for you guys, just because it was, some of it need a lot of cleaning, and I'm not sure there's much money in there. So stuff might pop in, and I'll mention it. But I picked up these in there. We just threw them into the pile. These were sold for 20 bucks on a best offer, 5 VHS. It took a while. I've had them for sold for over a week and a half, and the guy finally decided to pay. So happy to get rid of those. Some video game stuff. Ken Griffey sold for 8, shipped. Game Boy Color teal, no battery cover. It does work though. Got some scratches there. It's actually sold to Retrospect, which buys most of the Polaroids for a lot of us. They've also bought a cassette player from me before that was for parts. So I don't know if they're dabbling in other things, or it just happens to be that they needed a teal Game Boy Color or whatever the case is. But they've bought 2 other things for me, so I'm always happy with that. 30 shipped. They seem to be really good people over there. A Wii power cord, AV cable, and sensor bar. This sold for 16, shipped. I had a bunch of extra of them, and I wanted to see if I could make any money. 16 shipped. It's going to go into padded flat rate, so we might make $6 on it. Was it worth it? I don't really know, but it did sell. A Wii Motion Plus. I just sold one on Sunday, I think it was. This one had a blue nunchuck, but it was the black Wii Motion Plus. This one sold for 23, shipped. Cloud Veil jacket, missing a hood that attaches to it. That sold for 30, shipped. I think I paid $7 or $8. Took forever to sell. I'm happy to get rid of it. And then a Roar shirt. These Roar ones actually do pretty well, but I sold this one once before. It came back. The guy said it didn't fit right. I had measurements and everything. He said he was hoping it would fit. It looked a little small, but he thought it might. Didn't. This sold for 28 shipped, so hopefully we won't get it back. If we get it back again, it is done. We're getting rid of it. We're not putting it back up. And lastly, this is something I showed you in one of the hauls. It's a Pokemon Mini, but it's missing the system, which would be in here. Look these up, though. It's something to burn into your brain, Pokemon Minis. The system by itself can go for over 100 easy. This was just a box, the paperwork. There's what the system looks like. And this little Pokemon Mini cartridge here. This sold for $75 on a best offer. I had it listed at 80 or best offer. Sold for 75, shipped. I messaged the person because I sold it once before for 65 on a best offer right the first day I listed it. But the person said that they thought the system was included, and I'm like, well, I'd be charging like 150 or 60 bucks for that. And they canceled the order. This person, I messaged him and I said, hey, is this really what you need? There's no system. He said, yes, I have the system. I just want this to complete it. And he's willing to pay up for it. So 75 shipped for this. It came out of that $400 lot. So we're almost about breaking even with that. And I haven't even finished listing everything. So pretty cool. The other thing that sold was hockey gloves. I showed a couple of those recently. So I'll bring those. The last pair I have, they're at storage though. So if I show those, they'll be here. If not, it sold for 45 shipped. And we'll see if anything else sells. Hello everyone, here's the last sale from Monday. The CCM hockey gloves sold for 45 shipped. Hey everyone, back with the sales for Tuesday, the 26th. Sold, I think, what is this? I sold 8 things. One thing is in storage and it just sold a little bit ago. Some PS2 memory cards for 20 bucks, 4 of them, so I'll grab those. I sold one other thing for 80 bucks, pretty cool. It's the keel shield for the boat, but I'm waiting on a payment, so hopefully they made me an offer this morning. I went back and forth, but I ended up accepting it this afternoon, and I haven't seen a payment from them. So hopefully it'll come through maybe in the morning, and then we'll be able to add that to this, or at least for tomorrow you'll be able to see it. So a little bit slower, definitely. I would say the past month or so we probably lost about 2,000 a month or so in sales. We've gone down since the Christmas kind of rush in November and October, which is to be expected. So that's kind of factoring in here. I lost one of my sources for video games. I'm not able to get video games anymore from. I can get other stuff, but I guess the video games are not going to be available. So not sure why, but that was kind of a bummer. So that will kind of limit some of the sales and will probably drop a little bit. But we'll keep on pushing, trying to make some money, and hopefully there'll still be good content for you guys. So sold a hat here for 16 bucks. Toyota one paid a quarter. It's got a couple of marks on it, but Toyota hats usually do really well, especially like the 80s, 80s and 90s ones. Usually you can get anywhere from 15 to almost 40 bucks depending on which one. So took a best offer of 16. I had it at 25. With most of my hats, if I get an offer above 15 on them, I'm pretty much taking it, unless it's something really unique. Two WeMotion Plus controllers. You can see the WeMotion Plus there. This is like a red and a pink one. Had them at 35. They came with no nunchucks. A guy said, "What's the best you'll do?" And I countered with 32, and he took them. Next time, I probably would split them up and sell them individually for like 17 bucks a piece or something like that. But because it took forever to sell them, and then I had to really take an offer on it anyway. So happy to get rid of it though, 32 bucks. Get it out of here. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, I think, sold for 10 bucks or something like that, maybe 12. Rogue Galaxy was 16 or 17. Superman was 10. This is a Wii controller. It's the Wii Pro Plus, I think, is what it's called, or at least the Wii Pro controller. Look out for these if you see them, if they're the official Nintendo brand. I got 20 bucks for just this controller, so that was cool. And lastly, Paradise Found. It's a kind of a car-themed shirt. I had it listed at 30. Didn't have a ton of interest. Actually, didn't get any offers. I think I had one watcher. The guy and I went back and forth, and we ended up settling on selling it today for $18 or $19. Wasn't a whole lot. I really wanted 20 plus, but I paid 5 or 6. I'll actually probably still make 7 or 8 bucks on it, which isn't too bad. But normally I want to try to get at least 20 bucks for the Hawaiian shirts that I buy. But I did take an offer, get something out of here, especially on a slow day. Sometimes you got to take some offers just to get stuff moving. So hopefully you should have the memory cards coming up and maybe something else in the next hour or so. Hopefully tomorrow is more sales as well. Final sale from Tuesday, 4 PS2 memory cards sold for 20 shipped. Hey everyone, here are the sales from Wednesday, the 27th. Pretty good day actually, 10 sales. One was from yesterday, but they finally paid today. A good variety of stuff, mostly hard goods, but a couple clothing items. And not all video games, which like I said, I think in the last video, or maybe I didn't, my video game source is not going to be able to get me the video games that I was getting before. I still have one other source that I get a lot from, but the main one is just not going to work out with the video games. So kind of bummed, but obviously we'll put everything we can into the hard goods and other stuff that we sell. So it might not be as crazy numbers, so hopefully I don't disappoint too many people, but hopefully we'll just keep finding other odds and ends that sell and keep the business moving. So 10 items today. What sold yesterday was this keel shield. Goes to the bottom of a boat. I paid 20 bucks. The package is damaged, but it is new. Sold it on the best offer for 80. He paid today, so that's pretty good. It's a little heavy, but it's fairly small, so size compared to the weight. So it should go pretty good in pirate ship. So I'm guessing we'll probably pay like 13 or something for it to ship priority, and then, you know, whatever the profit is, and that will be pretty good. Here's an AT&T Pantech. Took a best offer of 40. This one I think is going to have activation issues, which I put in the description. It said as is activation issues, and then I took a best offer of 40. So happy to get rid of that. I paid 80 bucks for a bunch of phones. I don't even think it ever made it to a video. It was a horrible buy. It's one of the worst ones I think I've ever done recently. So maybe I think I have a clip of that. I just don't know if I ever posted it. If not, I should to show you guys. So Radio Shack cassette recorder. This came in a big box I bought for 400 bucks from the storage unit guy. This was just a throw-in. I didn't even really factor into the price, but it sold for 32 shipped, so that's pretty cool. Here's a Breg Polar Care. This is the Kodiak one. This sold for 85 shipped. Paid $7.50 for it at a rummage sale, so 85 ships, easy money there. I do really well with these, but again, be careful selling medical equipment. You can get in trouble if it's stuff that requires a prescription only, then you're not supposed to sell it, so keep that in mind. Here's a little ABC Food Fun magnet set. It's missing like 2 letters, I think, from there. I paid $2 for it at a garage sale. Thought it was complete. She said it was complete. I didn't count them all. It's only $2, and then I still sold it for 25 shipped, even with the missing letters. So the magnet things, the Leapfrog or whatever they are, Leap something. I think it's Leapfrog is the company that makes most of them. Look out for the one that has farm animals, trains and cars and trucks, the food one. Those are the ones that sell a little better in my opinion. The one that's just the ABCs, it does sell, but usually for a little bit lower. So if you can find the one that is different things, it's worth picking up if it's a couple bucks. A Wilson glove. I got a couple questions about gloves recently, the ones you're looking out for. It's easy usually just to look up the model. So this one's an A1000. Sometimes you'll see a model on the inside of the glove here. So depending on whatever brand it is, it'll say like RBG for a Rawlings one, you know, 045, and you'll type that in, it'll kind of give you an idea. The Wilson ones, the ones you want are the A1000, which is okay, and then you really want the A2000s. Those ones do awesome. They're gonna, some of them can go for, you know, over 150 bucks if it's the right glove. So this one was an A1000, but it was 10 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. I've had it for a good while, but I took a best offer today of 68 shipped, so pretty cool there. And most of my gloves go into padded flat rate. Resident Evil Code Veronica, this was brand new sealed. This ended up selling for 21 shipped, so happy with that. Some Teen Wolf DVDs, season 1 and 2. I paid 15 bucks for a bunch of DVDs. Sex and the City was in there, Teen Wolf, and then the Lost series, and then some other odds and ends. I listed these and sold them for 13 shipped just for the 2 DVDs, so pretty easy money. Clothing, a pair of an old listing, American Eagle size 0, slim bootcut jeans. I bought a bunch of them from a lady at a garage sale before I really knew about clothes, and I never really listed them, and I finally decided to and realized it wasn't a good buy, but I listed most of them for like 16, 17 bucks. These ones finally sold for 15 shipped. I've had them for a long time. You can tell by the packaging it's different. And then lastly, this rain schooner there, size extra large. This one's like a, kind of like an patriotic theme, I guess is what you would probably say. This one I paid 7 bucks for, and it sold for 30 shipped on a best offer. So that's everything, guys. Actually, most of my sales came before like lunchtime. I think almost all of these did. And then the rest of the day, it's been super quiet. So I am waiting on one payment for a $35 sale. So we'll see if that goes through. And there's maybe another hour left in the day. So we'll see if I have anything else to show you. If not, I'll be back with what happens on Thursday. Take care. Hey everyone, here are the sales from let's see, Thursday the 28th, it's the last day of February. Pretty good sales today. A lot of video game stuff and a couple other things. So we'll jump right in with the video games. Quake 2 sold for 15 shipped on the 64, so that was cool. One person bought the N64 for 70. It comes with the expansion pack in there. And they bought 2 Rumble packs for 14 each. So they bought that all together. What is that? I don't know. 25 or 26, I don't know, 70, 90 something dollars actually, because 70 plus what, 28, so yeah, pretty good deal there. And obviously combining on shipping, so they did want it priority, which I don't usually offer, but I end up doing most times if the sale's big enough, so I'll ship a priority, we'll be fine there. This is a PSP, and this came with the manual and an aftermarket case and then the power cord. I think I paid 20 for that. It sold for 70 shipped. I've had it for a little while. Another PS2 Slim with the controller, no memory card, but that sold for 60. Fat PS2, no controller, just the cords, 48 shipped. This is a Diamond Collection Starter Indians pullover. This sold for 35 shipped. I've had it for a while and no one would come up to 40 or 45 on it. Someone finally countered with 35 and I took it. Here's some PGA Tour golf pants, brand new. They have a tiny little mark, like somewhere on here on one of the sides. A little pen mark, it looks like. Guessing from the thrift store, maybe. I listed it like that. I kept getting offers of like 10, 14, and then someone randomly paid full price, 20 bucks. So, happy with that. Lastly, this is a Bullet Express, which is a food processor and juicer. This is it's called the Meal Mixer Lid. I bought it for 15 bucks, the whole unit. It had like, I don't know, 15 different pieces to it that I've all listed separately, and I've already sold this one for 20 bucks. It sold within a day, or 2 days. So, within 2 days, I already got most of my money back on that, and I'll sit on the other parts until they finally sell. So I love parting food processors out and stuff. As long as you get them cheap enough and they have enough parts and they're a good brand, people will end up buying them. So pretty cool. If anything else sells, I will let you guys know. If not, hopefully the weekend brings some great stuff. Hey everyone, back with the final sale from Thursday. This is a Lou Williams 6-man bobblehead. Paid $5. It sold for $24 shipped. I hear my wife laughing in the background because she's just being crazy. So that's the last sale. I'll show you what comes this weekend. Hey everyone, back with a weekend sales update. This is from, what is it, March 1st through the 3rd. So the start of March, already into our 3rd month in 2019. Had a pretty good weekend, 33 sales. I have one pending payment for something, but every time I sell this thing, it never gets paid. It's a Lakers track type suit for like a 12-month-old. It sells for $20 every time. I think this is the 3rd time they haven't paid. So we'll see about that. And we still have a couple hours left, or an hour and a half left in the day, so there might be some more after all this. But pretty good weekend, 33 sales. Can't really complain. I don't know what the total is offhand, but nothing really crazy dollar amount wise, just a lot of solid sales. So we'll jump right in. One of the best ones is this Harley Davidson jacket. It's a size extra large, I believe. The biggest issue was this hole right here and this little thing right here. I paid $10 for it. I didn't even notice that. It was really careless on my part. There's like a little snag right there, but it's just a really cool one. This one is actually sold. Somebody got like $125 for it. I don't know how, but the rest were all in the 50 to 75, 80 range. Since mine had the flaw, I listed it for like $80 or best offer, and someone came through with or $70 or best offer, and someone offered me $50. I had paid $10, and honestly, with the flaw, I just wanted to get rid of it, so I took it. Happy to get rid of it. It's really good money. Again, here's the issue there. If you're just looking to wear this, and rides, I will admit Harley people sometimes are a little bit more lenient on if it has some wear to it. It looks like it's, been used and not just right off the shelf. So sometimes you can get away with a little more with Harley stuff. So if it's going to someone who plans to actually ride with it and wants to look like it's been worn in. So happy with that. $10 into $50. Other clothing items, Colin Kaepernick, and I say this every time, but I'm going to keep saying it because maybe you don't watch all my videos. Whether you are supporting him or not, or whatever the case might be, not really why I'm showing it. I'm showing it because I paid $8 for it at a thrift store, and it sold for $45 shipped. So it's a really good item to look out for. It sells really well, and youth sells, even the women's ones sell for Colin Kaepernick. So pretty cool there. Faded Glory. This is probably one of my worst buys ever. It was a long time. Well, you can tell by the bag, this is like a cheaper plastic versus the nice one here. So this is an older listing. It sold for $18 shipped. It's Faded Glory, which is not a good brand. It was brand new though, and it sold for $18 shipped. I think I paid $4 for it. I had sold a couple of other of this canvas. It's like almost like a safari type jacket. I sold a bunch of other ones right before this, and I was like, oh, these kind of jackets just sell really well. I didn't really know brands then. I was still learning clothing. This is years ago. I probably had this up for 2 or 3 years. And then it finally sold for $18 shipped. So not something that I'm proud of, but I am happy to get rid of it. I always love getting rid of the old stuff out of the inventory. This one is something I'd always pick up. It's a Nike 2XL. It's a Fab 5. It's Michigan, Nike. It's like a basketball warm-up jersey. I say Fab 5 because that was a really good Michigan Wolverine basketball team for college. So I put that in the description and ended up selling for $45 shipped. So super cool. I did have one mark on it, but something that unique like that, you can get away with a little bit of wear. A pair of Lucky Brand jeans, size 38. I think 30 is what the size is. They're the vintage straight kind. They sold for $32 shipped, full price sale. I paid $4 or $5. A Coldplay, concert tee. I forgot what year it is. It's more recent. I paid $2 or $3 and it sold for a best offer of $16. Most of my concert shirts, if I'm paying $2 or $3, if it's like a mid 2000s and up, I'm really trying to get 15 to 20, 22. Seems to be where the market is. Obviously, when you get to the 90s and even earlier than that, you can really start making the big money. This was really cool. I thought it would do better. It's an NC State Physical Education 84. It's a vintage, like a crew neck. There's nothing else on it. I had a best offer a long time ago, I think, for like 35 or 40, and I declined it when I first got it. And it sat for so long with not even any interest, maybe a couple views every 30 days. It was just, obviously the market's really small. I should have took that offer. And it's been sitting, and then someone finally came through and said they'll do 30. Went back and forth, and they said, look, I really want it, but I'm not paying more than 30 for it. It has no other, it's just pretty plain aside from what you see here. So I paid $4. Happy with it. It's a good profit, but I should have took that original offer at 40. So that's all the clothing. There was a pair of shoes that sold. These are Salewa. I got these in Florida. They were $8, I think, or $9. Really good shape, honestly. And they sold for 55 shipped on a best offer. So first time I ever found that brand, but did really well. This is like a Lincoln car manual, but it's been put into a binder. It's on like a 1960s, I think, Lincoln. That sold for 30 shipped. I've had it for a long time. It was thrown in a whole bunch of manuals I bought. And I didn't even really factor this one in. Maybe it was worth a few bucks, and the whole deal is what the guy thought. But I bought them for the other stuff, and it finally sold for 30. So I won't make a ton of that because it's super heavy, and it really, I don't think it classifies as medium now. I'm not sure. So I think they're pretty close, though, so shipping might not be as bad. But still, car manuals do well. Here's a Franklin Bo Jackson. I don't know if you can see. Probably not. Maybe. Bo Jackson. This is a kid's glove, though. It's a little bit beat up, but I paid $5 for it at a garage sale. I didn't even look it up. I thought, oh, Bo Jackson, it'll do well. But it only sold for 20. It took a long time, but it finally sold for 20 shipped. So it should go first class, though, since it's a youth one. It should just get under the 16 ounces. This is a cast iron Ware Sydney, the square skillet. These ones don't do as well as the Griswold ones, but this was $8 at an estate sale, and I sold it for 42 shipped. It should go pirate ship, I'm guessing, based on the size and dimensions. Usually it ends up costing like 12 or 13 bucks, I think, but still a pretty good deal. I like finding them. The Griswold ones are the best, though. So here is a Maxell cassette pack. These are the good ones, the UD2 60s. This 5-pack sold for 28 shipped, and I think I paid $4, so that was a good deal. Sims busting out, sold for 9 shipped. Game Boy Color teal one sold for 40 shipped. This is a Yak back. I forgot what year it is. 95. I bought a bunch of 90s toys recently from a storage unit guy. Some of them you guys have seen, but there's more that I haven't even shown you yet. This was in there. Just a throw-in. When I'm buying from him, I just throw stuff into this, make a big pile. Stuff like this, I know he doesn't value too much. So I just throw all these little things in, and this sold for 30 shipped on a best offer. So pretty cool there. Set of Wii controllers sold for 28 shipped. So 2 Wii controllers and the nunchucks. Two PS2 controllers sold for 24 shipped. Those are all tested. I test all that stuff. A PS2 Slim sold for 60 shipped. This is a Tommy, I think it's Armour. I don't remember. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a pitching wedge. This was in a big lot of clubs that I bought. I bought it for other clubs, but this was just thrown in there. It sold for 22 shipped. I haven't shipped a single club in a while that didn't sell for good money, so I'm not even sure how we're going to do on pricing. What I do with the single clubs is we put them in a triangle priority box from the post office. We put 2 of them together. So we'll see. I don't know. It might not be worth it at that price really to sell clubs that don't sell from, 30 bucks or so, but we'll see. Happy to get rid of it. Here's a Nightmare Before Christmas, like a little jug thing here. This came in a big lot of stuff my wife bought years ago. Nightmare Before Christmas. We sold one thing out of there for $250. It was like this big goblet thing. It was really decorative of Nightmare Before Christmas. We paid like 40 or 50 bucks for everything. That sold for $250, and a couple other things sold, and this finally sold for $25. So happy with that. Fringe, I always look at sealed DVD sets. This one sold for 17 shipped just for season 3. I paid $3, so that's an easy sale. Just goes in a bubble mailer. Another one of these game packs sold. It sold within 2 days of listing it. It's a Nintendo game pack. There's 48 packs. I had 16 of these, or 14, something like that. I've now sold 3 of them. This one sold for 70 shipped, so pretty cool there. This was cool. Lay Witch pens. They're by Disney. I have no idea. Those are the names of the people. If you know, maybe you know more about it. But it looks pretty generic. But I ended up getting these, again, in that big lot of stuff. It was just thrown in there. Couldn't find any matching ones. I listed it for 25 or best offer, and someone offered me 10, and we ended up met at 16. So I figured 16 bucks for some pins that were a throw-in, first class. I'll take that. This was also thrown in that big lot. Warcraft, the battle chest. This sold for 22 shipped. It is complete with the CD key. And then the rest, I think, are video games and a couple of DVDs. So, well, there's Minecraft. Xbox One sold for 18. Pokemon Stadium sold for 18. Star Wars sold for 11. Colony Wars without the case, it comes with both discs, sold for 10. Metroid Prime sold for 20. That was a $4 Goodwill buy. Yoshi's Woolly World sold for 22, I think. That was also a $4 Goodwill buy. Alias 1 through 3. I sold them as disc only. These were from the fire slash dumpster dive that you can kind of see the cases are bent up or beat up. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and find the video of mine that has the fire and the dumpster dive. This is a pretty cool story. I'm not going to ship it with these cases. I just kept them in here for protection, but I'm going to put them in different cases. So that's all for 13 shipped. And lastly, Star Wars Battlefront 2 sold for 14. This game used to get like 25 or 20. It just keeps going down. Xbox One's still pretty good, but this one's really dropped. So 14 shipped. Happy about that. So that's everything, guys. I don't think I missed anything else. If anything else does sell, I will let you know. Hope you guys are doing well out there, and let me know if you have any questions.